Well, good morning, friends and neighbors. Doing something a little different today. This is the morning commute, or at least part of it. I can't film it all. It's Friday, January 3. And what a crazy new year it's already started to be. Boy, oh boy. I'm not going to comment too much about what's going on in 2025, but I'll just say, divided we fall, to my countrymen. And I'll leave it at that. So this is a familiar road. However, I haven't filmed it at night. Well, it's not night, but I haven't filmed it in the dark. It is about 6:30 in the morning, which is probably about 45 minutes later than I normally would be. But I spent a little bit of extra time this morning getting ready to go. It was kind of a last minute decision to ride. Well, no, that's not true. Last minute decision to record the ride. And you know, I've done a few recordings the past couple days, and just they haven't turned out very well, mainly because I'm experimenting with the thing I talked about, I think, on my previous video, about having a second microphone, external microphone, to capture the sounds of the bike. Whoops. And that has I've just been experimenting with that on my previous rides, and not really talking about a whole lot. I'm just trying to dial in the external mic with the gain settings and things like that, to see if I could capture the bike sounds and with a little more clarity than what you hear in the helmet. So we're gonna see how that turns out this time. I think I've got it dialed in. I'm playing a little bit with the gain settings. I think I have the microphone in a good location now. In the back pocket of my jacket, I've got the MSR, one of the MSR adventure jackets, the more expensive of the two that they offered. I don't know what they offer now, but at the time I bought it, it was the more expensive of the two. And great jacket, by the way. But anyway, it has a water bladder pouch on the back that I don't use very often. So I figured, well, let's try putting the microphone back there. That'll keep it out of the wind. It's right up against my back, and hopefully it won't be too muffled to capture the sounds of the bike. And well, you can tell it's really raining. So the last time I did that, I messed with the gain, and right at the last moment before I put it in the pouch, I turned the gain up a little bit, and I think that was a mistake. I know it was a mistake because I was clipping the sound of the bike, and it was, which basically means the sound is too loud for the microphone to record, and you get a lot of popping sounds when it's too loud. So turn it down. We'll see. I did it kind of in a hurry this morning because I was trying to get ready to go, and it was dark and raining. But I'm hoping this will be the one. And it's not like it's not tied to the GoPro at all, so it's separate audio. I still use my helmet camera, or my helmet microphone for the GoPro, which, holy crap, I hope I've got hooked up. Supposedly I do. So yeah, we'll hopefully get some good sound, although I'm not really ripping it through here very much. It's dark, it's wet. It's commute time for some people trying to catch the ferry. I don't want to be bombing around corners where I can't see ahead and run into somebody pulling out, you know. You can see lights a little bit, but that doesn't necessarily mean everybody's got their lights on. I'm shopping for helmets. I've got the Scorpion ATX, whatever, the 950, the modular AT950, I think it is. I've had it. This will be 5 years, so I'm coming due. I got it the same year that I bought Dolores, the DR650, in 2020. I got it, I think, probably in March, so it's coming due for a helmet change. I do love this helmet. It's got a very wide field of view. I'm not going to do a review, but I like the helmet. It's modular. I was not a fan of modular helmets before, but now that I've had it, this is the second modular I've had. I don't know that I'm necessarily shopping for a modular helmet again, but I'm not ruling them out. I'm looking for more of a street helmet for riding this bike. This helmet's more of like an ADV helmet, whatever that means. You know, the features are similar to other modular helmets. I think just the thing about this is it's a little loud, and there's a couple other things I don't necessarily like about it that I miss from my non-modular helmet. I think really it's the loudness. It is quite loud in the wind, and it does catch the wind even without the peak on it. I took the peak off a long time ago because that thing was just annoying and served no purpose on this helmet. And I'm looking at things like the HJC V10, which is a cool looking helmet. It's considered the retro style, which I you know, not to be one of those guys, but I really am. Like, I want to, with this bike, I just feel like I should be looking for stuff that fits that aesthetic, you know. But I'm not. I don't want to sacrifice functionalities or safety for an aesthetic. But so I've been looking at a few to include the HJC V10 and the showy. It's called the Glamster, which is a horrible name, and it's not available in the U.S. I'd have to order it from a European store, but there's some that will ship to the US for free, so that's not out of the question. I really like the look of that helmet, but I've seen mixed reviews, but I guess you'll have mixed reviews about anything. So just, you know, just a little tidbit of what else I'm shopping for. I think I've got my luggage situation picked. We'll see how that goes. Again, another thing, I'll be ordering from a European seller, but I think it'll fit in that respect. I want the aesthetic to fit the bike, and I think I found one that will suit my needs, look good, and be functional all at the same time for what I want to do. And looking forward to that. So once I get those, I'll show it to you guys and see what you think. And what else? Yeah, boy, I'm getting dumped on here. I knew it was going to be raining today. It's also it's like 39 degrees, so it's not warm. It's not a warm day. I do have my heated vest on. Thank you, Frank, from One Old Man Riding. This thing has been a game changer for me in the colder riding, and I don't have heated grips on this bike yet, so my fingers are my hands are warm. My fingertips, where they're kind of hanging out in the breeze, are getting a little chilly, but I've ridden in worse, and I've had colder fingertips even with heated grips. So anyway, I was considering pulling off here to do my camera removal, but we're gonna go to the next one. I've been talking more than I've been concentrating on the bike. I wanted to have higher revs to see if it would stand out a little bit more, but that's okay. Dark and wet is not a great time for spirited riding. As you know, I don't mind riding in the cold, I don't mind riding in the dark, and I don't mind riding in the rain. But this morning we have all three together, and it's not ideal. But it could be worse. I could be driving. I'm sure the camera is just like a blur, and I apologize, but I'm gonna post this one regardless. I've recorded at least 2 other rides that I'm not gonna post, like I said, and this one's going up. I don't care how bad it is. Because I've never done this kind of recording before, riding to work in the dark, in the rain, in the morning. So first time. Regardless of quality, we'll post it for posterity's sake. Well, I hope you have all had a happy new year so far. Coming up here to the end of the footage I'll be capturing here on the way to work, and looking forward to a good 2025. Hopefully continue my momentum of positivity in the career field and family stuff that I finished off 2024 with. So with that, we'll end it here. Yeah, if you have any helmet recommendations, let me know. I'd love to hear what you got. Looking for, like I said, more of a street oriented helmet, something that's quiet, something that hopefully has a pin lock. I really want a pin lock for the PNW riding. It's you know, things that have a supposed anti-fog lens, they don't work here. It's just too wet. You know, summertime's different, but in the winter they just don't work out in the mornings, especially when it's cold. So yeah, let me know if you got any recommendations, and with that, I'll leave you to it. Everybody have a great Friday, and we'll catch you on the next one.